everybody, and welcome back to yet another review and to the next episode of the Final 50, the series here on the channel where I review all 50 of the Cars diecasts in my collection that I have never reviewed before on my channel. Today, this is episode 4, so I guess now after this it's more like the last, 46? Today, we are going to be taking a look at Nature Drive Lightning McQueen, a car I'm honestly surprised I hadn't reviewed before. I'm surprised nobody ever suggested this guy for a suggestion review or a birthday request or anything, because it is pretty cool. This, of course, is Lightning, based off the scene where he goes on his drive with Sally. He gets covered in mud, and then he gets covered in leaves, which all stick to the mud, creating this, of course. This Lightning was first released in 2013, which is kind of surprising because Muddy McQueen had been released in 2010. Although, then again, there were no new cars from the first movie in 2011 or 2012, so it does kind of make sense. Muddy McQueen is probably one of my all-time favorite McQueen variants, but unfortunately, it is one of the most expensive McQueen variants out there. I'm glad to have, at the very least, Nature Drive McQueen, and I'm glad to finally be reviewing him. If you want to know what all of the cars that are left for me to review are, you could check the description of this video, where I will be listing all of the remaining ones. For each Final 50 review, I've been taking that list, throwing it into a random name picker, and just reviewing whichever one it selects. Anyway, you can see Lightning has a pretty annoyed expression here, and for whatever reason, I've always felt like there's something kind of off with the eye expression on this McQueen. I don't know why, but something about it feels so much more painted on to me than most other diecast expressions. Again, I don't know why. Maybe it's the fact that he doesn't have, like, the break in his eyelids or his eyebrows that Cars characters typically do. Usually there's a break between them regardless of what expression they're making, but McQueen here doesn't have that, making it just kind of like a regular arcing shape. I think maybe that is part of the reason why I think it looks kind of off. Just compare that to like Tumbleweed McQueen, or basically any other Cars diecast you could think of. Most of them have a break between the eyelids, and if not, then they're making an expression which makes the two little eyebrow parts defined in different ways. This McQueen is really well done, really well detailed, with, of course, this whole plastic leaf part molded onto the front. Of course, it is not removable, but it is, of course, molded onto him. It is a separate plastic piece attached to him in the factory. You don't have to put it on yourself. You can see all those different leaves stuck to Lightning, even a few leaves up top on his hood, all of which are textured. These, of course, are part of Lightning's mold. These are additional plastic pieces. We have his tar stain there. We have a very strange looking Lucky sticker. This one is painted to look really shiny for some reason. But yeah, very nicely detailed leaves, and you could even see his little annoyed mouth peeking out there. Moving on to the side, we have more of your typical McQueen details, and also that. Are those? Yeah, those are supposed to be there, right? That's like, yeah, that's leaf detailing all over the side of him. I thought that was like a weird thing with just mine, but no, that is supposed to be there, of course. You have leaves. Maybe those are supposed to be like thorns or something. Or is that supposed to be there? What is that? You can see some leaves painted on there, but what's that supposed to represent? Berries, maybe? Yeah, it isn't some sort of printing error on mine. It is on all releases of this McQueen, so I don't really know what that is. Also, something I never noticed before was that really nice sort of grassy detailing on his wheels, making him look a bit dirtier there as he's being covered with greenery. These leaves are just very nicely applied all over Lightning. You also have this black detailing, which I assumed was mine. Over the years, a lot of my Cars diecasts have sort of gotten a bit of black residue on them, which comes from them accidentally interfering with my cars that are all painted black. Unfortunately, it sometimes leaves a bit of a black trace on cars if I leave them like in a box together or something. But this black detailing is another thing that seems to be on all copies of this McQueen, this sort of just dirty, grimy detailing. So yeah, I never really noticed that. It's more than just the leaves that are molded on. And again, I'll say it again, I've said it before, I'm going to keep saying it throughout the entire review. These leaves are put on very, very well all over Lightning. You can see medicated bumper ointment there, of course. Since, again, McQueen drives through mud before driving through this, so it makes sense to have some, like, dirtier spots on him. Really like the fact that the leaves are on different places depending on what side of McQueen you're looking at. This detailing over there isn't on this side, which is another really nice touch. Of course, McQueen's leaves aren't going to be applied perfectly symmetrically. It's just a really nice touch. You see even more like berries or leaf designs there, and a bit more dirt detailing on the wheels. And there is a look at the base. This is one of those times where reviewing a car I've had for a very long time gives me sort of a new appreciation for it. Just reviewing this McQueen has made me realize the amount of additional details that they put on him is a whole lot more than I initially thought, and I think that's really cool. This McQueen has only ever been released twice, first in 2013 and a second time in one of those McQueen boxes. Hopefully someday soon he can get a re-release. I think he definitely deserves one, although hopefully Thailand won't do the tumbleweed cone McQueen route with him, where they make the mold different for no explained reason. Anyway guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye now.